Hello, everybody. Here's what we got today. We're going to make two signs. We're going to make the Baron and Boss Lady sign. We're going to make this one first, though. Chainsaw carvings. And then where we're at. So we're going to use chainsaw, probably 3 different chainsaws today, all carving bars, to carve this. Here is the catch. This is only a 1/2 inch thick walnut. And so I can easily plunge through that. So I'm going to have to be super duper careful. And you get an idea how big this is. It's pretty daggone big. And so it's going to be kind of tough to see. It's going to be nice having a tripod though, because I can pull up and get it like that. We can get just a little bit at a time. And I never turned my thumbs up sign on. Can you believe that? What a jerk am I? Gonna need that. Am I gonna get thumbs up if I don't turn the thumbs up on? I don't think I can get thumbs up. Gotta have the thumbs up, right? Okay. Get your thumbs up. There we go. It's on. Sweet. But I got both signs drawn out, ready to go. And the plan is we're gonna put a box up at the road. And hey, baby kisses, what's going on? Glad to see you. The plan is we're gonna put a box up to the road and have campfire wood in that box. And then on top of that's going to be these chainsaw carving signs, and then probably a bear, like a 6-footer or something like that. Hey, Tim, well, glad to see you. Okay, anyway, let's get started on that. And it's so big, maybe I should have done this in horizontal. I don't know. So let's just start with what we can do. And I think I'm going to end up using a chair a lot. I don't know. We'll find out. I got one out here. If I decide to do that, which I think I'm going to end up probably using a chair, just because of the height. The chair's got snow on it. Get that off there. Get my butt wet, I don't want to have to deal with that. Little swamp pants, you know what I mean? It wouldn't be very good at all. But anyhow, so we got her zoomed in, about, just about out where you can see the first words. And let's do the first one. We'll do the outline of the first one. Now, this is 1/2 inch. This is super thin. I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but I'm going to do it anyway. We'll see what happens. All right, let's see if I can do the chair. If I can do the chair, I might just do the chair. Feels funny sitting down in a chair, though. That's pretty funny to me, just not going any deeper than that. It just don't seem right. Seems like I should be going deeper, but I can't. Today. But anyway, I gotta dig that out. I don't know. Let's see what happens. not to go any deeper than that, because like I said, that's a half-inch walnut. Hope you guys are doing pretty good. Hit the like button. Appreciate you guys being here. What's going on, blistering barnacles, landraver, baby kisses? Heck yeah, glad to see you guys in there. All right, we'll keep going. So this is half-inch walnut, and we're carving a sign that says chainsaw carvings, and then it also says where we're at. Here's the length of the sign. Well, I thought this thing would turn better than that, but maybe I need to sit up here. It's an 8-foot sign. And then we got another one. We got one that says Bear and the Boss Lady, just like our one up here. Here, I'll show you, give you an idea. Gonna be real similar to that. Not exactly like that, but pretty similar. But we one at a time. This is a sign that'll go on the bottom. Chainsaw carvings. So we'll cut out the chainsaw. Now let's scoot it up just a little bit more. There you go. And hit the like if you haven't already. Appreciate y'all being here. Heck yeah, let's get it done. And I stopped and I'm like, what am I carving? I thought I was carving Bear and the Boss Lady. That's what happens when you're dumb. You forget what you're doing. Heck yeah, baby kisses. Hey, Jesus Martinez Espinosa, how's it going? Hey, Resonating Army, Amy, what do you know? Heck yeah. All right, we'll keep cutting her out. Yeah, it's coming out pretty fast too, baby kisses. And that's a good thing because I got a whole nother one, a whole nother 8-footer to cut after this one. So let me pull in there about like that. Yeah, still want to be able to see what it says, I suppose, right? Okay, all right, let's do it. We'll get the A and the W out of the chainsaw so we can have a root bearer. part carved out of it. I don't look too bad, I don't think. You know, not too bad, not too good either. All right, so we'll go to the carvings, and we'll do the carvings part side of it. Go from there. And then Mr. Bear over here, he's holding it. I had to screw it to him just to hold it, you know. But anyhow, and I wondered if I should have done this horizontal, really. But I've never done a horizontal before. It probably would have made more sense to do it that way, and you still couldn't have seen the whole thing, so I don't know, whatever. See what we got, how it's coming out. I think it's coming out all right. Not too bad, not too good. Anyway, hit the like button if you had a heart at all, you would. We'll go ahead and keep drawing the lines out. I think that's going pretty good. I'm pretty happy. I figured this piece would go fast, but it's going fast. Anyway, when I get into these are going to be a lot tighter. I don't know. I'm going to use one of them other saws for that. sorry for it. It's not the best looking thing I've done, but it just is what it is. It's gonna get cut just like that. If somebody goes by and says, well, that says chainsaw carving with the S, but I don't know what that other thing is, I guess I'm all right with it. So, we got that cut out. Then we got to do the bottom, which is the little town we live in. We got to cut that piece out there too. But I think that looks pretty good. It's not bad at all. And like I said, it's an 8-foot piece. And what I'm thinking is the walnut, you know, they'll leave the walnut the way it is and paint the letters white so they stand out. But paint the background of the letters black. That's how I did this one, the whole background inlay. But I dug it out, and I don't want to dig this one out. But I do want to paint in there black and sand it all back off and then paint the letters white. So let's do the Sugar Grove. We'll get that part done a little bit at a time. And I think I use this electric saw for that. I don't know. Might be a little lighter. I thought about using that John cutter too. But a little bit at a time. Like I'm starting to spay it. There you go. I started to spell it shagger instead of sugar. You know, dumb attack. Pretty normal for me. You know what I mean? Don't be judging. Hey, what, I got dead batteries or what? Let's find out. Yeah, apparently the batteries are dead. Well, you know what I got? Plenty of charged batteries in there. But let me use this other one. We'll try it. I had 3 of them sitting out here that had carbon bars on them. I still don't have my 180 back. typically not nuts on the top handle, but it's perfect for that. I mean, that's getting that done good. Anyway, hit the like button if you haven't already. Hey, Colt, what's going on? Glad to see you in there. Hey, there's JP Bid. Glad to see you. Land Raver, baby kisses. Heck yeah, guys. Let me take a drink here real quick, and I'll keep cutting that out. Yeah, I about got this one to burn already. We'll see, but that little top handle, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things it's not good for. It's kind of hard to control if you're standing up trying to carve stuff. But doing this, I'm amazingly happy with it. Got to get the Ohio that got out. Set her up about right there. All right. Well, up to 56 likes in a half hour, it sure be nice to get 100 or so. I know signs and stuff like that, it's just not very appealing, you know what I mean? Carving, this doesn't have a wow factor. It's just some work. But whatever, I got to do it. I might as well share it. Downside of a little saw like that, they run out of fuel fast, so I'll go to the other one. maybe there. It's ready to burn, burn, burn. So let's pull back a little bit. And that kind of gives you an idea. It's going to look better once I put the heat to it and start cleaning some of the fuzzies off of it. Well, let's do that. We'll go with the longest. It's so long, I'll have to pull the propane tank out just to reach it. And hopefully I brought that lighter back. I think it's in my pocket. We'll find out. I know one thing. If I run out of gas, I've got more. Hey, this thing, is it open? No. Okay. All right. You'll have that. I'm pretty bad about leaving that valve open a lot of times. It's a good thing it doesn't leak, right? Sooner or later it will, and I'll find out the hard way about 40 bucks later. But I don't care. I mean, I just don't get that excited about that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Let's pick this up. There we go. I love that. I love that tripod. Check to see where I'm at on the camera, right? There we go. And roll back over there. Like we talked about, let's sand it real quick. I got to get RZ on, and especially my Ohio is on fire. So I better I better get that quick before it burns in too deep. Because that's some dry wood. This wood here, these planks might be 60 or 70 years old. The guy that gave them to me, he said he's pretty sure that he wasn't even alive when they made them, and he was probably, well, he was retired. So if that tells you anything. 60, 70, 80 years old. These pieces might be that old. I don't know. Okay, RZ. Get the RZ. Clean that up before, see how it's turning white? It's burning. And so, if I want some wood to be there, I better get with it, right? I'd say. All right, let's see what we got. Now, you got to tell that disc is pretty wore out, but for what I'm doing, I don't want to use anything more aggressive, like putting a new pad on. I've got a couple more new pads over there, but I'm afraid that if I cut it too hard, I'll cut in too fast. And I mean, that's a thin piece of wood. Really thin. that's looking pretty good so far. And I mean, you can leave it like that and clear coat it, and it looks great. I mean, that looks good, but it doesn't pop. I think hitting it with white will be like the answer to get it uh, to stand out. You know, paint the letters white. So um, I don't know, but that looks good. And if you're like, oh, why would you ever do that? I kind of agree with you, but at the same time, I want it to pop, so I'll probably paint the letters white, hand paint them. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. It's salt sugar. It's salt sugar. That's what I think. Oh, well, anyhow, I'm having a good time standing it. I appreciate them likes, guys. I was hoping to get to 100. You're making signs and stuff. It's just not, it's like, it's just kind of, it might seem boring, but the end result is, it's pretty cool. Looks pretty good. We just got to get the chain part dug out now. And I'll slide this down and slide that camera over a little bit. But it's looking pretty good. I mean, you could go with it just like that. And I might decide to do it. It would pop more. I know it would pop more if I painted the letters white. But, I don't know. We'll see. I'll take some of the pretty good. I can't complain about that at all. Hopefully it's I don't really care for the RZ, and I'm probably eating some of that dirt or that dust. That's the downside of it, that burnt black dust. That's what I don't like about it. I'm going to go back to what I was using before. But anyhow, that looks pretty good, you know, as it is. And I could just leave it that way. I may just leave it that way. I was thinking it'd pop more if I painted the lettering white. So here's what we got. I got to set this back. I hear something running. I wonder if that's my neighbor. He's about 300 yards away. He's got a Kubota. That's probably what I'm hearing. All right, that looks good. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna take that one off and hang the other one. With the black burnt dust. I think that's a helicopter. Yeah, I think that's a helicopter. So the guy bought a Cardinal and he bought an Eagle, and the guy said actually he ended up giving me like 6 or 7 logs. His name's Mike, and he owns Crosscut Woodworks in Circleville, Ohio. And anyhow, he's a med flight pilot, and sometimes he flies over my house. I just think that's funny, you know. And he knew where I was. That's what when I described it to him, he knew where I was. That's what I think he's funny. It's like, yeah, I'll fly over that. Yeah, I figured you probably did. Okay. I'm gonna take that one off. But that looks good. I'm happy with it. Now I gotta carve the other one to go over top of it, or maybe below it. It'd make more sense to put it over top of it. I don't know. And then I'm probably gonna end up making one of these that we carry and use for like our tents and stuff when we go out. This stuff here, as thin as it is, it'd be easy to break it, but at the same time, it's very light. It'd be pretty easy to deal with. All right, let's set this one up here. And, talk to my friend Mr. Bear, see if he can help with the holding again. You know, he's a pretty good worker. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I couldn't really complain about him. I mean, he seemed to do a stand-up job. I mean, he was probably the best board holder you ever meet. You know, right there. If I give him some hands, he could probably hold a flashlight. I don't know. All right. I think I'll try one screw this time because they seem pretty stout, and I don't have to go down low, so I don't really have to pull the ladder out of the way or be too worried about hitting it with a chainsaw. You can hear that crack a little bit, but it is what it is. Man, I wonder if I can get that other one before I go any further with the first one. It's snowing on my phone. I wonder if I can go get that one in the back and have it kind of standing up. Hey, Roy, what's going on? Hey, Bharat Patel, glad to have you in there. Heck yeah. You're right, Roy. Everyone has a story. You're right, buddy. Heck yeah. That's a good point. Okay. Let's set this up here. Not like that. So it's still visible in the background. I think it's kind of cool. Can't see my deer skulls anymore, but that's okay, right? Can you see that in the background? Let's find out. Oh, yeah. Heck yeah. Doesn't that look good, though? I mean, just like it is. That looks great. I think it looks great. Okay. All right, let's get her here and do her. I should have fit the LLC in there, but I didn't. Whatever. I think we can live without it. There is supposed to be some snobby, snooty lady down the road that's on like the council of our local little township, you know, that I guess she complains about everything. And when I put that out there, you know, she might make a big deal out of it. So that's what people do. They make a big deal out of stuff and they got nothing to do with it. And that's all right. You know, I'm okay with it. You know, hey, we're business and taxable legal tax ID. That's all I'm gonna take. You know, except for pounding. How about that? pound it. You know, it's a lot nicer than, there's a lot more rude and awful things you can say to people than pound it, right? I guess. Okay, all right, let's get the bear done. Start with the bear. Where do I put my headphones? But if it comes out anything like the chainsaw carvings, it'll look great. I don't know how much fuel we got left in this one, but I figure I'll push that in there just a little more, a little bit closer. Get a little closer. Don't be shy. Got the bear done. I have to move over to the and the. Right there. A little closer. Kind of got to bring it in a C, you know what I mean? Hey, Depression Talk, what's going on? Land Rover, baby kisses. Billy Shoemate, what's up, buddy? Heck yeah. All right, let's dig the and the out of there. And I thought about using that. Yeah, I think I will. I know that thing's got to be getting low on fuel. But this thing here, it's just so much lighter. To tell you the truth, the way I've been holding that, my left arm's starting to hurt. It's a heck of a good workout, I can tell you that. So I'll put some fuel in this baby real quick. The little John cutter. It's a little Echo knockoff, and I'll tell you what, I like it. I really like it. I've had this thing since last, I don't know, June or July, something like that. I've had it. It's getting close to a year, and I don't use it a lot, but I do use it, and I do like it. The downside of it is stop put fuel in it too much, and that don't appeal to my ADD side. Not too much. I got enough gas on my glove. I'm pretty sure it'll catch it on fire. Put the cap back on that. Check the oil on this thing real quick. Just made some new fuel, and nothing exploded, so I must have done it right. That's got it. Actually, I probably could take it apart and clean it out because it's not using enough. It should be using more than that. All right. Okay, we're going to do the and the right now. Get that part down. I love that sign back there. Boy, that looks so good. I'm happy. wait to burn that. But if I'd have been thinking, I would have cut that T around instead of having to dig it out. But it is what it is. That's how I drew it out. I drew it out wrong. Or, well, I shouldn't say wrong. It would have looked better if I'd have done it the other way. All right, let's cut out the boss lady. A little bit at a time. Hopefully she don't get mad we cut her out. All right. Let's run this baby till it's out of fuel. Boy, the snow is coming down. Here, before it gets dark. Too dark to really see. Gotta get an idea what's going on out here. It's coming down pretty good. Not too bad. I mean, not too good either. There you go, baby kisses. You got it. The baby, I've got the boss lady. Heck yeah. She always says, I don't know why you call me that. I'm not the boss lady. Oh, well. Because it sounds good. All right. Okay. I think it sounds good. Overshot it. I forgot there was a boundary. It wasn't, that it was 2 words and not all 1 word. And it don't look too bad, though. It's not that noticeable. It's not going to hurt anything. I think it's going to be just fine. Okay. That's all right. Not too bad. I know it's good enough to burn. Time to burn, 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 right? Heck yeah. All right, look at the snow. The snow's just coming down like crazy. You can see how it's coming in, kind of coming in, swirling around the building and stuff, you know. But whatever. It's kind of cool. All right, let's burn this. Get some fire going on this baby. Figure out what to do with that lighter. I know I have it. I don't know. The more I look at that, not pan, just burnt, and the more I look at it, the more it's kind of growing on me. Honestly, what do I do with that lighter? I know it's here. I haven't left. Around here somewhere. Okay, it's not in that pocket. We hid my lighter. Not in that pocket. Back pocket. No, front pocket. Oh, here it is. I found it. It wasn't in my pocket. I kept looking in my pockets. It wasn't in my pocket. Why didn't you guys tell me? You know how it is. This is a time when the content creator blames you guys. Hey, what's going on, Thunder Gals? Heidi, glad to see you in there. Heck yeah. All right. Heck yeah. Okay. Burn it. So I come up with the same thing we did on the first sign. Tell you what, the way that's burning, before I go any further with the burn, I want to sand that out. Because that and for whatever reason, where's my mask? Then I got to get more organized. It's right here on the barrel. I don't think I need the headphones anymore. Hey, my ears were warm. Can't knock them for that, right? Put this on here. Come over here and holler at you guys for a second. The Peanut Gallery. Heck yeah. All right. Looks like we got over 100 likes making a sign. And making a sign, that's pretty good. I can't complain. black little piece. Alright, get back to burning. Can you see what I'm getting ready to burn? Probably not. Okay, yeah, here we go. Let's get that in there. There we go. Alright. Not bad, not good. Somewhere in the middle. Whatever it is, right? Okay. Let's stand that piece out. See what kind of result we get final out of this. I can't wait to see it. Although I'm really happy with the chainsaw burning side. That came out really cool. crack in the concrete, just the gap, the normal gap. And, wow, took me out of the chair. Uh-oh, what we got here? Baby kisses. She gave us $2. Heck yeah, I appreciate that, baby kisses. That's super sweet. Oh yeah, it come out cool. I mean, that looks pretty good. And the one will go on top of the other one, and that's kind of where what I'm thinking now, that I'll go ahead and work on that. See if I can't take the one and put it on top of the other, kind of screw it down. Heck yeah, baby kisses. That's awesome. I appreciate you. I'm gonna take something here. Got to figure out what I'm gonna use to put them two pieces together. So I'd have to take this piece back off, put the other piece back on, and this is all what's the word I'm looking for? It's all live edge, so none of it's level, and it doesn't have to sit perfectly on top of itself. I don't expect it to. Let me set that back a little bit, although you get to see a lot more snowflakes. I don't think it's gonna hurt the phone or nothing though. But anyway, I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take this piece off, put the other piece back on, and come up with something to screw them together, to, you know, something to be in the back of them to hold them together. Come on. I'm thinking there. Gotta be on the chair. Don't break my sign in half, you know what I mean? It could happen. It could happen. I'm definitely not gonna say it couldn't. Take these screws out, put the other piece back on one. And, you know, I mean, I want it to look rough. But I don't want to break it in half, but I do want it to look rough. Take this one down. And I don't know. The more I look at it, the more I like it. Just like it, you know, just like it is without painting the letters. I may do it. I don't know. It would pop more. It would absolutely pop more if I painted the letters white. That don't mean I need to paint the letters white. I know. Okay. Poor Barry's getting a lot of shots today. Hopefully his doctor's nicer than I am too. Just like that. Well, yeah, go ahead and just dry it. Gotta give that bear. I gotta finish that bear. That bear's going to my that grandpa. Larry. It's supposed to go in here. I need to hurry up and finish it. He doesn't know. He asked me for one. He doesn't know I got him one done. Okay. And just get the idea. I'm gonna have to go in there and get some of them planks that came from LJ, or not from LJ. They come from Big Max, Big Dog Woodworks. Anyhow, but that gives you an idea. That's what it's gonna look like. And then if I got one in that's a little longer than the other, I'll have to try to fix that up. But that's what we're gonna have. I'll put a piece in the middle, and then come back and do the sides. So it's good and backed up. Just gotta stay. Find some way to make that stay. So I can go grab some of them. And you get the idea. You get kind of an impression. I don't know what it is. Sometimes I think I got to try to do this stuff and be muscle man. Hey, tree fella, Land Raver, what's going on, guys? Glad to see you. Okay, let me grab a couple of these. Pieces. They got all these poplar planks, and you know, I can get this done using them. I might take in hindsight and cut them in half. I really wasn't prepared for that, or take and cut them down into at least smaller pieces, you know, just to make it lighter. But I'm not all that concerned. It's not that big of a deal. So, get some screws in hand. Without the washers. These screws without washers. At least a screw. Without the washer. Okay. And then I'm going to go in one of these places that's going to be dark anyway. Like in here, right through here. But I have these pieces. I've got 4 more of them. These are the thinnest ones that I'm using for the signs. I've got, I got one up there that's probably like these, but then the rest of them are a lot wider. Well, not a lot wider, but they're wider. And okay, I get the center anyway, and then the sides. I might take and rip one of these down and. I'm feeling for it. Oh, yes. Okay. So I was trying to do, pull that down there enough. I could take and paint a little white, little black on that, and it'd be all right. Let's get another screw. And at least the piece will be held together too. And then I can rip a piece off. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it on this one because actually they have to go in the somewhere around the B for the boss lady because that's dead center, or about as center as it's going to get. I actually think this plank is a little bit longer than the plank, than the bottom plank. Maybe not. Maybe not. Tell you what, I'm gonna have to pull that one in. Over here to here. Yeah, let's take that piece back off and I'll put some screws in that. Calm down over there. What's up? Not too bad, we're good. Right? Want to get that hung. Oh no, I think that's gonna look neat by the time it's all said and done. And you guys can see the snowflakes flying in here and there. That's kind of neat. I'll tell you what, hopefully you guys got to see Taylor make that eagle today. That was pretty good. And then she did a wolf, but I didn't really get to watch the wolf because I was out here drawing this out. It took me longer to draw it out than it did to carve it, that's for sure. But man, she makes some neat stuff. I really like that kid. Alright, let's see. I keep calling her a kid. Yeah, she is a kid to me. Bury the screws in there. Okay. Alright. It's funny, a lot of these kids, they don't even realize how much older you are than they are. Nobody cares about that. You don't think I got a dull one. Why do they keep calling me a kid? Yeah. Mac, anybody that's old or young enough that they you know they could be your kid is a kid. Okay, whether they like it or not. You know, just suck it up, buttercup. That's what I say to my kids, you know. Of course, mine ain't that old. Zach is. He's 23, or yeah, 23. Buggy, she is 17. Well, not that old. I didn't get in no hurry to have them. Yeah, by the time I paint them screws black, you'll tell her they're coloring just so they're not noticeable. But that's it. That's what it's gonna look like. You know, a couple more boards on the sides to make it, you know, pretty good and sturdy. And I'm not sure exactly how I want to hang it on the building yet. But that's what we got out of these planks I've had up here. I was wondering what I was going to do with these planks, and this was about the only good idea I could think of, is make signage. But I'm telling you, they're 1/2 inch. And to chainsaw carve these, you know, I just want you to know, I'm not full of it. They're 1/2 inch. To chainsaw carve those, you've had to learn to chainsaw carve somewhat. You know what I mean? That's pretty daggone tight, you know, to get done. But it looks pretty good like that. I'm pretty happy with it. What are we up to? About 96 minutes. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Okay. I'm going to get this out of the way now, I think. I should be able to take and screw out each side of it. And, yeah. But I've still got these little bears I got over here that I ain't never finished yet. And all kinds of eye work. I got stuff I need to do. And my goal for YouTube is to stay on for 2 hours. If that makes any sense. And I know people got stuff to do, and I don't expect them to stick around, but I might as well. I might as well be sharing with anybody that's going to watch. Okay. I should move it through. Then I'll take the sign and put it off in the snow. They'll figure it out. There's probably something back here I can put this on. Let's see. Fish, which I kind of decided I wanted to do some more work on that fish. I just got looking at other fish I've made, and it made me realize I want to do some changes to that fish. Is that going to stay? Maybe. Yeah, other my antlers are falling down. Okay, I got that out of the way. Does that look all right for now? I'm sure it's unlevel and, you know, it looks kind of little on the bojacky, but whatever. Okay. All right, let's get my, pick some of this stuff out of the way. Get this out. Lots of screws and washers and stuff poking out of everywhere. Potentially sting me like a bee. It's like, yeah, I like that. That could not be better. That's gonna look good on that sign. And I don't know. They say this lady down here, I've never met her, but here's the other issue. Her husband, he makes some campfire wood and sells it, and he's not very consistent about it. Like he does it some here. He makes some Swedish torches to you, which I get that the Swedish torch works, but in my mind, and I could be wrong, but in my mind, from someone who burns wood and you know, does some campfires and stuff like that, but burns wood, you know, three wood burning devices on this property, and not including the you know, just a big fire pit, but for heat. And you know, it seems to me like he's kind of hitting it a little lazy anyway, you know. He's making more Swedish torches than he is splitting wood and selling. And there's just so much wood around here to sell, and the guy to you know, needs cleaned up anyway. So my thought about it is, I'm just going to start doing it, and put a big box up there and sell campfire wood. And there's other people. There's all kinds of campfire wood around here, but there ain't no chainsaw carvers. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a few here, a few there, real close to me, like in my county, there is, that I know of, there's 2 guys that do it, but neither one of them really hit it that hard, so, it's kind of neat. Who wouldn't want to stop, get the picture taken by the 6-foot bear, and pick up some wood to burn at the rental property, you know, they're going to be staying at for a week or so. I mean, and there's all kinds of them around us, rentals. There's all kinds of those kinds of rentals around us, houses and stuff like that. People have campfires and they gotta buy their own stuff. And you can go down to the gas station, they charge you $10.99 for this bundle of wood that you're gonna burn up in 15 minutes anyway. You know, it's all dead poplar. It's been dead for, you know, forever. And you go to Hocking Hills region, which we're on the top of the Hocking Hills region, in the next county north. And but we're barely on the edge of that. And then on top of that, the road that we live on is a road that leads to a very popular HOA. And between them two, you know, I see these people, they're selling firewood bundles here and there. People come to camp and stuff, hang out for the weekend or rent houses. And I'm like, heck, I probably ought to do that. I've got more firewood around here than I could ever use. I mean, it's just, you know, it'd rot by the time I ever got around to it, because we only burn like on the weekends and when it's really, really cold, because I'm the only one that, I don't let anybody else in the household deal with the fire. So it's got to be, like right now, I've got it going, I got the wood burning stove going. And it's probably ready for some wood because I've been out here and I'm alright with that too. You know, it can slow down for a little bit. But there's more wood out here. Whoa, that thing wants to fall over. See if I touch that. Yeah, I ain't gonna get it. I was hoping to give these guys some eyeballs if I can get them out of there. Maybe that's a bad place to put that sign, I think. Yeah. It was. Okay. Now I got the skull falling down. Well, one of these racks falling down. Here, let's just take it out. Working me. It's working me over. I just don't want to set it outside. I want it to snow get it wet. Until I can clear coat it. And I still haven't made up my mind if I'm going to paint it or not. Yeah, that'll work. That should be okay. At least it's out of the way. Alright, so here we go. But anyway, so I'm like, you know, I might as well do that too. So I got Gingerbread Man. I got to finish him. He needs sanded and needs his eyes and a bow tie and a mouth cut in him. And I don't know what I'm going to say down here yet, so let me say them here aside. The last one I made said, baked with love, and I sold him. He didn't sell fast, but it didn't take him long to sell. I got to eyeball these guys, but I'm not going to sand them yet. That needs to dry for a while. I can at least put the eyeballs in it. Right? There we go. At least put the eyeballs on. I don't think they'll fall or nothing. And I don't know. I might be able to sand it. Yeah, it feels a little wet. It feels a little wet. Could just be because it's cold. Could just be me. But no, I got a big bird. It's kind of more of a bird, but let's see. Well, give him some big old bug eyes. But I kind of like it. I think I'll go with it. I don't know. First thing that happens to mess it up. I'm okay with that. Are you okay with that? You're okay with that? And you guys will be pleasantly happy with the you know, I have to unplug all my tools. I got a plug out here, but apparently I can't seem to get the cord unwound. But I got a couple 3-way splitters out here that's got the grounds on them, so that I can use multiple tools. This thing don't even have a ground on it. It's a V-board die grinder. They ain't have it. You know, you can see that, right? Okay, yeah. You can give them some eyes, you know? But it's too wet to sand. Uh-oh. You want them to be looking each other in the eye, right? Yeah, that's pretty round. Not too bad. It's big and wonky, and I kind of like that. too good either. There you go. Look at each other in the eye. We're smooching. But it's still too wet to do anything else to it. But it was just bugging me. I thought, you know, if I could have put the eyes in it, it'd have been a lot happier. It's a little more complete that way. Not a lot more, but a little more. All right, let me set this over to the side. I don't know if I'm going to use the eye. Yeah, I'm going to use the eye tool because I got two little bearers that need done. So I got another two bearers on a log back here that I need to deal with it, and I don't know what I want to put in it yet. Can't make up my mind. It needs to have a saying in it, and I just haven't figured out what that saying is going to be. That thing's so low, I need to leave it like that. I'll show you these guys back here, them right there. They need some kind of saying, you know, is what I'm thinking. They're a cute little pair of bearers, you know. And other than that, they're ready. They could sand, paint, they sand them, paint them, eyes and nose, and all that's done on that. Let's set this back down here for now. Set it over here against the wall. And then these eagles are wet, but I can do the eyes on the eagles. I can't really sand the beak. I might be able to sand the beaks. I don't know. We can look. Get this back up out of the way. Big great white hunter, big dummy, right? Okay. There's a little bear. Yeah, I can get the eyes. Yeah. They need more than eyes. Yeah, this little guy here, you know, it's kind of goofy looking. What do you think? He's definitely goofy looking. Okay, but let's give this little guy some eyes. Let him see, clean his nose up. I'll figure out where my, this stuff, I'll tell you what, you take it out. You don't have an exact place for it. It disappears pretty quick. I'm looking for the battery drill look for the driver socket for the, yeah. Eventually I'll find it. Is it in here somewhere? Just buried everything. It might have rolled off, and who knows? I don't know if I can screw that down with the regular driver bit. I probably can. Maybe that's it. I should try that. Let's see. I gotta figure out what to do with that one. See that. The other one might have rolled off on the floor or something. It just is so fast. It don't take no time at all for it to get totally sawdusted up. And I sleep about every other night I'm out here carving. I sleep afterward. Like when I get done, I'll go ahead and clean up everything. Sometimes I do it every time. It just depends on how much sawdust we made. Hey, he's a cute little guy, you know? Not too bad, not too good. What do you think? Heck yeah, Roy. What's your goal for today? You need 1 subscriber. Somebody help him out. Somebody go subscribe to Roy's Timber Art Techniques. He's very informative and very enjoyable to listen to, too. Very good carver. Make some smoke. I got a little carried away with that one. Which means I got to get carried away with that one and match it. That worked. All right, set that up in there so maybe it won't fall. Let me plug my sander in there and get my face mask on. We'll clean his mouth up too. That way that guy's ready. He's ready to paint. Okay. Let me do the angle driver. See what I mean? Just had a lot. Yeah. It was just here. I mean, I just been using it. I thought I kicked it out of the, what's this right here? Where's this cord go to? Hey, there it is. Okay. Yeah. I couldn't see the tool, but I could see the cord. Here's how bad that brush was, or that disc was. And so I think I'll go ahead and change it. Now that we're done with that, all that black burn, we'll go ahead and change it out. I got one more. Looks like I got one more disc. Yeah, they're just flat discs. This one's 8 ounce 80 grit. I don't know what this one is, but they do pretty good. If you get into like a lot of this stuff's got to dry, or you'll fill a disc up on that whole carving before you ever get it done, and just gums it up. Some of that stuff I need to make flat sanders for anyway, but this is part of the carving process. Actually being able to carve with it. Like I can take these edges down around the nose, on top of shaping the nose, and flap sanding is not made to do that. Okay, I'll plug this tool in. That one's got more power than the other one I normally use. But I like the other one. The other one's smaller. I like it. It weighs less. Let's drive motor. Okay, put the mask on. He's got eyes. He's a happy little guy, you know. Now he can see. He knows what you guys did last summer. Hey, Patricia, how's it going? I'll put my hoodie over. Clean that guy's nose up a little bit. It's going to shape his nose and his mouth. And these are like a low price point, little bearer, but they're popular. And that's why, because they're not very expensive. And they're cheap. Just remember another reason why I don't like this angle grinder as much. So it blows, air comes out of it and hits me in the face. This part of the cooling the components part, you know. And at a minimum, it's annoying. At a minimum. I mean, it's blowing dust in my eyes, too. So, you know, you see what I mean? That's why I don't like it. The way they designed that one to cool itself, it's an irritant to the user. Yes, it's got more power. That's about the only thing it's got going for it. Alright, hey, I got 3 tools plugged in at the same time. But at least I got that little guy down. I got another one over here that he needs the same, and he's dry enough like this one. Another one I made the same day out of just some goofy little pieces of wood. I didn't know what I was going to do with it. I thought, well, I'll just make some wonky little bears. Hello, everybody. I'm a wonky little bear. Okay. Alright, see, he even knows it. He doesn't care. He doesn't feel in any way diminished or, you know, marginalized in this community or anything like that for being a wonky little bear. He's okay with it, you know. I mean, there's no complaints coming out of his car. Okay, set him over there. And that shelf, I'll tell you what, I started piling stuff on the top of this, on the very top of the shelf because I run out of places to put stuff. And it's gonna get better or get worse because I gotta crank the crank. We just got accepted into another very big craft show that we've been wanting to do. We were hoping to get into it I should have tried to get into it last year, and I didn't. And but anyway, I just got an email today telling me send in the application, you're in. And it's a big one. It's one that's really popular in our area, so we wanted in it. So I need to train the boss lady's like, you can't make enough, and I'm like, I'll bet you I can. That's what I told her. All right. Alright, there's that. I'm gonna clean his nose up. We're gonna put the mask back on again, alright? Clean it up, clean it up, clean it up. At least them little guys be done. I kept putting them off and putting them off and putting them off. How about that? There we go. And I'll show you the shelf when I get done here. It's just crazy how much stuff's up there now. But I got these eagles. The eyes can go in the eagles now. They're ready to go. The only eagles I have are the two in the background that are not done yet. I delivered, I think it was Thursday. I delivered that one I had. And I finished. What the heck? Is that my phone squealing? No. Ambulance. I heard an ambulance. That's all. Yeah. I'll do that. For that one, take him off. And I think I'll work on one of those eagles. Working on the eyes. I'm not sure. I don't want to lift it clear up there. It might. We'll find out. But you know, kind of this little fat guy, you know, kind of like me. This little fat little bear, you know, not too bad, not too good. He's kind of a cute fella. Okay, let's put him up here on the shelf. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out some room up here. I think I've even got the shelf, the top of the shelf too full. Okay, now there we go. All right. I'll show you what I mean. I'm having to use a ladder just to get up there. Uh-huh. What do we got? 7 o'clock? Yeah, see what I mean? I even got the top of that shelf. The only place that's not full is down there with that little compressor. And that's usually where I slide my propane tank also. But I'm thinking I'm going to have to make a change to get some more stuff up in there. I don't know. Oh, well, that's what we got for today, guys. I'm hungry. I'm ready to eat. Hey, Hector, how's it going? Glad to see you. Hey, Plywood, what's up, buddy? Anyway, guys, that's what I got. I appreciate you guys being here today. Look, I wore a hoodie enough and smashed my hair down flat. That's okay. We got 156 likes just making a sign. I can't complain about that. I'm telling you, that's a big deal. Signs don't get, that kind of material just doesn't get viewed that much. I guess I need to get that sign back in here somehow. I need to figure it out. Before I get off here, I need to figure it out. Okay, there we go. What do we got here? I'm trying to read it. Hey, Trenton Williams, how you doing? I appreciate that, man. Today we just made a sign. I'll show you the sign. Hold on a second. I gotta get Trenton, if you wasn't here, let me get this fish. I got this fish back in here. Okay. I gotta figure something out. Get this back in the garage. That thing's ready to come off. The fish is ready to come off of the he's ready to come off of the I guess I'll just have to set this guy down. Because it's just held on there by a couple of them drywall screws. And he don't have flags in him yet. I'm gonna do some more work on fish because once I got done with him that day, I don't like the mouth of it. And if I don't like the mouth of it, it's not pointy enough, and then the customer's probably gonna feel the same way. And so I got some more work I want to do to him. But in the meantime, I gotta get this stupid sign in here for the night. And I don't know if I'm alive yet tomorrow. I've been saying Mondays I wouldn't live stream, but I kind of think I probably will tomorrow. I don't know. We'll find out. Let me get this in here out of the snow. Hey, it's upside down. Can't have that. Let me turn it back around. If you're gonna put it in there, don't put it in upside down. It matters. It shouldn't matter, but it matters. For a matter to just storing it, it shouldn't matter. But trust me, it matters. Okay. There's that. At least it'll be out of the. What are you on, eagle? He's on the eagle head. That's not really what I was shooting for, but hey, as long as it's out of the weather for now, I think that'll be okay. Not too bad. But that was a sign we made today, and it doesn't necessarily make for the best YouTube, chainsaw carving, but it's still cool. It's really cool, and we needed to make something like that that's going to go down there, up there by the road, and going to be on top of our firewood box, and there's going to be a big bear or something standing by it, I'm sure. Hey, Frank, glad to see you. Hi, Chris Allard. Glad to see you in there too. All right, guys. Well, that's what I got. I'm going to go ahead and hit it. And I think we'll be back tomorrow. For sure, we'll be back Tuesday. But I think we'll be back tomorrow carving something big and round. We'll see what happens. All right, guys. Y'all know the drill. Come back when you can stay later, you smucks.